So now that you are logged into Big Ideas Math, what do we have here? First thing I'd like to point out is the Student Dynamic ebook. While I will be providing you with videos, my voice explaining, or Mrs. Bierman explaining the concept, the topics with examples and explanations of how to work them out, you also have an ebook that you can refer to. Click on the book. Wait for it to load, obviously. And it does have a table of contents, so we can go through chapter by chapter. We will be starting with chapter 1. You can highlight, I'm not quite sure. Oh, you can set how you want to read the book, 1 page, 2 page. I've not used the bookmarks or the notes tabs myself. I'm going to go back to contents and I'm going to go back to chapter 1 and I'm just going to open section 1.1 since that's an upcoming section. And I do have mine set on a 2-page view, and the arrow here will allow me to page through. But what I really wanted to point out, and I'm going to zoom in here, and I can adjust this. You'll see in this dynamic ebook that we have these tutorials next to some of the examples, or even down next to some of these monitoring progress problems. If I change this, I can actually press that tutorial and I will have a video.
Solve each equation. Justify each step. Check your solution. Part A. D minus 1/4 equals negative 1/2. First, you want to write the equation. So write the equation D minus 1/4 equals negative 1/2. The addition property of equality says that adding the same number to each side of an equation produces an equivalent equation. So by the addition property of equality, add 1/4 to each side. Now you want to simplify. D minus 1/4 plus 1/4 simplifies to D, and negative 1/2 plus 1/4 simplifies to negative 1/4. So you are left with D equals negative 1/4. Now you want to check your solution. To check your solution, substitute negative 1/4 for D in the original equation. Negative 1/4 minus 1/4 is negative 1/2, because negative 1/2 equals negative 1/2 is a...
So that's an example of one of the videos. You can also, if you are a student who is more fluent in Spanish and you need some help, as Mrs. Bierman and myself are not fluent in Spanish, you could watch the video in Spanish.
Resuelve la ecuación. Justifica cada paso. Comprueba tu solución. Parte A. D menos 1/4 es igual a menos 1/2. Primero deberás escribir la ecuación. Entonces, escribe la ecuación D menos 1/4 es igual a menos 1/2. La propiedad de adición de la desigualdad dice que sumarle el mismo número a cada lado de una ecuación resulta en una ecuación equivalente. Entonces, por la propiedad de adición de la desigualdad, súmale 1/4 a cada lado. D menos 1/4 más 1/4 se simplifica por D, y menos 1/2 más 1/4 es menos 1/4. Entonces se obtiene que D es igual a menos 1/4. Ahora deberás comprobar la solución. Para comprobar tu solución, reemplaza D por menos 1/4 en la ecuación original. Menos 1/4 es menos 1/2, y menos 1/2 igual a menos...
So that's one example that I wanted to definitely point out from the book, is that you will have these tutorial buttons next to some additional examples. Some of them may be exactly like what I have in my videos. Some of them may not. If you want to go back to just being able to scroll through, then we need to go back to this bi-directional and tap that, and we will be able to scroll through the book again. And we can zoom back out as needed. So that's one nice feature of the textbook. Going to close the textbook. You could, I do have the textbook, the student book, downloaded on my phone. Not that I'm saying you need to, but there are apps to put the textbook on your phone. There's an app to put videos on your phone. There's even an app with the solutions to the odd-numbered problems, I believe, that you could use. I'm not necessarily saying that you need any of them. I'm just pointing out that they're available for you. There's a game closet with different games. Graphic organizers. I'm not quite sure which high school graphic organizers are there, but there are some graphic organizers. Math tool paper, if you need like graph paper or things like that. So the graph paper, if we're graphing lines and whatnot and you like to have a coordinate plane, you would want the functions and coordinate graphs, and you would click download, and if you have a printer available, you could print it. If you just wanted plain graph paper or different types of graphing paper, that would just fall under paper. And again, you would click download and you could print it if you had a printer available. And the other feature that I like is that they have a multi-language glossary. So if there's a word, a vocabulary word that we're using in class that you're not quite sure of, and we can scroll down here, and in the middle between the two boxes it says translate from English to, and it's not just Spanish. So if you're learning, let's see, well, these are the only languages they have here. So we have Arabic, Armenian, Cantonese, Haitian Creole, Hmong, Khmer, Korean, Punjabi, Russian, Spanish, Tagalog, Urdu, and Vietnamese. We could, if I want to change it to Russian, here is the Russian definition of absolute deviation. If I click on angle of rotation, it's still set to Russian. If I wanted to have Arabic, it will give me the definition in Arabic. So but especially for those of you, I know I have students who come from families where you speak Spanish, you may be more comfortable with the Spanish definition. We do have this glossary online that you can use to read the definition, and you can also listen to it. And there's videos. You could download the ebooks. I don't know if you can, if you have authorization to download it to the school Chromebooks. So really you don't need to, because you have the Student Dynamic ebook right here, and it would just open in another tab on your device. So you don't necessarily need to download any of the ebooks, because you do have the book you need right here in this first box. Now the other thing I want to show you, because this is where you're going, to go the most, is the assignments. So when I click on assignments, you will see I have 2 assignments here under upcoming, and one of them is already available, and I can tell that because it has a pencil, and the other one is not available just yet. And I know that because it has locked. When it's locked, I won't be able to enter it. Also, you will see with every assignment when it will be available, start and due. Now, just because it's due at this time doesn't mean you won't have access to it anymore. It just means that once it has hit August 31st at midnight, it will go into this overdue tab. So you'll still be able to complete it, and we will follow any late work policy that I have in the syllabus, but you will have until that time to complete it and be considered on time. Now, I'm going to show you some things, so I'm going to click enter here. And then you press start, and to enter an answer, you just click inside the box and you get this little, looks like a calculator, but this is really a keyboard with math numbers. So you would just enter what you need. So -5 plus -2, well, I'm just going to say it's 7, and if you look in the lower right corner, you have check answer. So you can check your answer and, oh, I got a red X. That means it's wrong. Oh, so if I go back and I look closer, both of them were negative, so I can go back and I can put in a negative symbol, which I believe is just the subtraction. We will check here, so let's check now, and now I have a green check mark. So now that I have it correct, I can move on to my next problem. So for this particular assignment, we're just going to be entering some numbers, but there is one particular problem I want to show in this first one, and we have some drop downs, and you're going to just select, and I don't even know if I'm just picking things right now. I'm not even reading. So you're just going to select from the drop down to fill in. And then I'm going to go check answer, and just by picking things, I only have one of them correct. I can go back then and I can change my answers to what I need. Now, let's say you get interrupted. The doorbell rings or phone call or something happens, your friend sends you a text message and you need to take a break. You can go up to your name in the upper right hand corner and you can, I would suggest you hit save, or you hit save and exit if you know you're going to be leaving for a while. So you either want to do save or save and exit if you have started but you're not finishing. Once you have finished, you want to select submit, because if you do not select submit, then I don't see that you have completed it. And if you don't hit submit before that due date or that due time, then when you do submit it, it will appear that you completed it late. So you want to make sure, and for the first couple of weeks of the course, I will be watching, and if I see we're getting close to the end of the week and students haven't been submitting assignments, but I have seen that you have started them because I can see that on my side, I will get in touch with you and see if you need any help. So again, I would probably save, because sometimes computers just shut down to it. It's not bad practice that after every problem you do, you select save. If you are starting your assignment, but you have to go leave or you want to work on a different assignment, press save and exit. And if you have it all complete and you've checked all of your answers, go ahead and press submit. I'm just going to go ahead and log out. I'm not going to save any of my work right now. And it completely logs me out of Big Ideas Math. If you have any questions, please let me know, send me a message, and I will help you navigate through Big Ideas Math.